Hello everyone, and as promised, finally, my review for one of my most anticipated movies of the entire summer. That's right, Star Trek Beyond. It is the sequel to both Star Trek from 2009 and then Star Trek Into Darkness. It is the first film not to be directed by J.J. Abrams in the series. This one is directed by Justin Lin, and without a doubt, we were all expecting a different feel to this film. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really the biggest Star Trek fan. I've never ever really watched any of the old TV shows with Star Trek or any of the old movies, but when I first saw Star Trek from 2009, I was really intrigued by the whole new series, and honestly, I really liked that movie a lot. I thought it was very enjoyable, and then I thought Star Trek Into Darkness was even better than that one, specifically due to Benedict Cumberbatch's role as Khan. He was great. He made that movie what it is, so I honestly was looking forward to Star Trek Beyond this summer. Most of us know that the marketing for this movie has been pretty much trash. I mean, I have not seen very many commercials. A lot of people I've talked to didn't even know this movie was coming out. But thankfully, we got a pretty good movie out of the whole thing. So further ado, let's talk about Star Trek Beyond. The visuals in this film, wow, they were probably the best I've seen in the whole series so far. Since Star Trek from 2009, I think all three films have progressed to better visuals as it keeps going on. Like, wow, the visuals just keep getting better and better. Of course, you have the cast all back. You have Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and of course, the newest addition is Idris Elba as the newest villain, Krall. Man, it really seems like Star Trek knows what they're doing. They pick villains. They picked one of my favorite actors in the last movie, Benedict Cumberbatch, to play their villain, and now they pick another one of my favorite actors of all time, Idris Elba, to play Krall. So I was really intrigued by this character. The main plot to this film is that the whole crew is back. They're on their 5-year voyage, and then it kind of gets derailed. They are told to go on this new mission to this other planet to help out these aliens, and then Krall comes in the picture. He sabotages the whole thing. They're all stranded on this planet. They're trying to figure out how to get off and how everybody can survive. A lot of people were really worried about Krall. When I first started watching the movie, I was not too intrigued by his character. He looked really cool. He sounded cool. At first, you couldn't really tell what he was after, what he wanted. But by the end of the movie, you certainly know what he wants and why he's doing what he's doing. So I thought Krall was a very good character. Great villain to the whole series. The action, I would say, is the most action-packed Star Trek film we've had to date. I really thought they did a great job with the whole action. I enjoyed it a lot. There was not a moment in which the action was boring. I thought it was always investing, and I was always invested in everything that was going on with the action scenes. I feel like the crew was really challenged in this whole film. Definitely the most challenged I've seen them out of all three films. It was really tough for them to overcome anything. They were just literally getting pummeled scene after scene after scene by these guys. This guy, Krall, was just unbelievable. There are parts of this film that I do feel like a TV episode. It feels like half of a summer blockbuster and half of a TV episode. That has to be due to the marketing of the film. That was a disappointing thing to it overall. Also, the beginning of the film is a little slow. You're not really sure where they're going with the plot. But eventually, after it starts picking up, you really start getting into the movie. And then I don't really think they've changed much up with the whole Star Trek formula, which is actually not really a bad thing, but it also can be a bad thing because some people just love to see new fresh stuff once in a while, like me. So Star Trek has been basically the same thing in all three movies, which is both good and bad. I love the chemistry of every single person in this movie. The characters are always great. They're great in every single movie. That's what really keeps the Star Trek movies together. I love the chemistry between all of them. Spock and Bones also have really good moments. They're also together for a majority of this film, which really shows how great chemistry they have. As well as Spock and Captain Kirk, they always have great chemistry. This film is nothing different. And I also want to talk about Jayla, the newest character in this film. She looked terrific. I loved her part in the movie. She was a complete badass. Jayla was a perfect part to have in this movie. I'm not going to go out there and say Star Trek Beyond was the greatest film I've seen this year, but it's definitely one of the better ones I've seen in the whole year. It's definitely a summer blockbuster, enjoyable for most people, even if you're not really Star Trek fans like me. So I would definitely recommend going and seeing this movie. There aren't many movies this summer that have come out that I would recommend seeing, but this one, definitely. If I had the grade Star Trek Beyond, I would give it a 7.6 out of 10. I think that's exactly where it's at. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Definitely go check out Star Trek Beyond and some of the more movies that come out this summer, such as Jason Bourne and The Suicide Squad, which is coming up next week. I'll have another video coming up, a Deadpool daily rant. That movie, You guys know how I feel about that one. And then I'm going to try to review this movie called Prisoners. It's a 2013 movie, and I think it's a terrific film, so I really want to talk about that one and share it with you guys. Thank you guys so much, as always, and have a fantastic day.